We will be completing revision exercise 2, questions 9 and 10 for today's lesson. You will be attempting the questions circled in red, and I'll be doing the rest. So let's start with question 9a. We see over here that we have to solve the following equation. Solving the equation means I need to find the value of x such that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, which is 6. So there is a certain value of x which makes everything equal to 6, and our job is to find that. Now, we like to compare two fractions like this. Okay, left hand side is one fraction, the right hand side is another fraction. So this is seen in part B also. Both left hand side and right hand side are fractions. They are all fractions over here, including this. Because when they are fractions, we can do something quite interesting to ensure that we can find the solution. So we draw little arrows like this. So what this means is that when I take 5 multiplied by 6, 5 multiplied by 6, it will be equal to, now this is done, left with the other side, 1 multiplied by 2x minus 1. So 1 multiplied by the entire 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1. We must put brackets over here, otherwise it will be wrong. We will see it again in part B. So from here, carry on. 5 times 6 is 30. On the other side, this is a positive 1. Positive multiplied by anything, the sign will not change. So this is positive times 2x. We will remain a positive 2x. Next, we have positive 1 multiplied by negative 1. The sign doesn't change. It will be negative 1. Now our job is to find the value of x such that this whole portion is equal to 30. So 2x minus 1 is 30. That tells me that 2x must be equal to 30 plus 1. Okay, so what I have done is to add 1 to both sides. So since 2x is equal to 31, x must be equal to 31 over 2. And this is our answer for part A. Now let's try for part B. We have the same approach. A fraction on the left equals to a fraction on the right. We can multiply them this way. So let's start with, you can go 5 times 7 first, or you can do 2 times 4x minus 1 first. They are the same. So let me try doing it this way first. 2 times of, we must put the brackets, 4x minus 1. If there are no brackets, your answer will not be correct. So here we have 2 times of 4x minus 1. We put down that it is equal to. Now this is done. On the other side, we have 5 times 7. We are now going to expand. Now, 2 over here is positive. So positive times 4x, we do not need to change the sign. It will remain as positive. We have 2 times of 4x. So that gives us 8x. Next, positive 2 times negative 1. The sign is not going to change. We are going to keep it as negative because this 2 is positive. So 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. You can use your calculator to confirm. On the other side, we have 5 times 7, which is 35. Now 8x minus 2. Something minus 2 gives you 35. Something minus 2. You take away 2 from something, gives you 35. What must that something be? This 8x must be 37, which is 35 plus 2. So you see, if 8x is 37, you take away 2, then you will get 35. Okay, right now we know that 8x is 37. X must therefore be 37 divided by 8. Now your turn to try part C. The next question, and the final one that I will be going through, is question 10b. Okay, you will be doing part A and part C yourself. I will do part B now. As I was saying, that it is always easy when we have a fraction on the left hand side equals to another fraction on the right hand side. But if you take a look at part B, we have two fractions on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it is a 1, but it is easy to change the right hand side into a fraction. It is just 1 over 1. Now the problem is on the left hand side. If only I can combine this to become one fraction. And it is possible. We have learned in our primary school that if we have something like half minus 1/3, we can combine this into one fraction. All we need to do is to ensure the denominators are the same. So we multiply by 3 here, multiply by 3, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. We end up with 1 times 3 is 3 over 6. Copy down, minus 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 2 is 6, and our answer is 1 over 6. So we can combine two fractions into one single fraction. We're going to do the same over here. Notice that this denominator is 2, this is 3. So in the same way, we are going to multiply this by 3. And just like we multiply the numerator by 3, now I need to put the brackets and I need to multiply by 3. If there are no brackets, it will be wrong again. Now for the other fraction, 3 times 2. Similarly, numerator, we also have to multiply by 2. By doing so, our denominator is going to be the same, which is 6. So let us move on to the next step. For the first fraction, 3 times of z minus 1 over 2 times 3 is 6 minus 2 times of z minus 4 over 6. This is equal to 1 over 1. Now I can combine these two fractions because they have the same denominator. So we end up with 3 times of z minus 1 minus 2 times of z minus 4. I have not expanded yet. This is over 6, and this gives me 1 over 1. Now is the time for me to expand. This is a positive 3. When I expand with a positive, I do not change the sign inside. Positive 3 times z, I still get positive 3z. Now we have positive 3 times negative 1. The sign does not change. Inside over here we have a negative, so we have minus 3. You can take our calculator to try 3 times minus 1, you will get negative 3. First part is straightforward. Now the next one. We're going to have to expand this. Now this is negative 2. It is a negative number. It is different from this positive number. So the difference is that when you have a negative number multiplied by a positive z, we are going to flip the sign. So from positive z, it becomes negative z. So negative 2 times z is negative 2z. Next, negative 2 multiplied by negative 4. So instead of a negative over here, it is going to become positive 8. You can use your calculator, take negative 2 times negative 4, you will get positive 8. All this is over 6. And this is 1 over 1 still. We can continue to simplify further. 3z minus 2z. If you have 3 apples, you take away 2 apples, you are left with only 1. So you can write z. Take note that we do not write 1z. We just write z to indicate that it is just one of it. Okay, we have taken care of the z. Now we have minus 3 plus 8. Minus 3 plus 8 is the same as 8 minus 3, which is plus 5. You can use your calculator for that also. So this is over 6, and this is 1 over 1. Now we finally have a fraction on the left equal to a fraction on the right. We are going to do our multiplication. 6 times 1 must be the same as 1 times of z plus 5. So I'm going to do this side first. 1 time of z plus 5 is equal to 6 times of 1. So due to the lack of space, I'll just continue over here. 1 is positive, 1 times z, the sign does not change. Now we take 1 times positive 5, the sign still does not change. On the other side, we have 6 times 1, which is 6. So apparently z plus 5 is 6. Something plus 5 is 6. Z must be 6 minus 5, which is 1. And that is the answer for part B. We have found the value of z, which is 1, such that when we substitute it back into the equation, the right hand side will also be equal to 1. Now please complete part A, part C for question 10, as well as part C for question 9. All this is due today, 10 p.m. After you have done your work, please check according to the work solution that I have uploaded. Self-mark, do your correction, and take a picture of both questions, which is what I'm going to highlight now. Questions 9 and question 10. I want a photo of all of these. All these must be in your photo that you are going to upload to Google Classroom.